Hello everybody and welcome back for some weekly VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, it's pretty much good news right across the board with a handful of games dropping this week, even bigger titles coming up in the near future. The VR player base is at a near record high, and if you were one of those unfortunate few that got a bricked Quest after your recent update, Meta will be giving you a replacement. Now there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by my long-term sponsor, Kiwi Design. If you're looking to make your Quest headset much more comfortable, or you want a top-of-the-line battery pack for up to 3 hours of extra gameplay, well then I highly recommend their brand new K4 Boost head straps. It's now available in both traditional and Halo strap versions, and not only are they cheaper than what Meta has to offer, they're also way more comfortable with some extra plush material. There's a link to Kiwi down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support my channel.
So let's start things off like normal with the check-in.
And that's what have I been up to in the VR world, and to explain is my special guest, Zoe. What have I been doing?
My dad has been playing as many games as possible to cover them and share them to you guys.
Yep, that's it. So I'm gonna have a bunch of coverage coming this week, but for now, let's just get into this week's new releases. First up is the adventure title, Beyond Blue After the Storm. Now graphically, this reminds me of something like Subnautica, but instead of a survival style game, this is more of a linear story-driven experience. Prepare to immerse yourself in the depths of the ocean, as you need to repair a damaged research station that's been knocked offline after a recent storm. Now besides the stunning natural aquatic life that you'll be experiencing, it looks like these depths are also harboring something much more sinister. But if an oceanfaring experience isn't for you, why not check out the sci-fi futuristic VR movie Human Within. Human Within combines 360-degree video film with multiple levels of 2D footage, user-based story interaction, and a handful of puzzles. So basically, this is your very own personal VR interactive movie. Overall, I absolutely love the concept here, and I'd love to cover the experience for this channel, but since it's not really a game, I don't know how you guys feel about that. Now, I have already played through the experience, and if you guys want me to talk about it, please leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to fit it in. Now next up we have a casual experience called Stupid Cars. Now as you may have guessed, stupid cars are usually driven by stupid drivers. So here you get to take on the role of the ultimate backseat driver and make sure no one crashes into one another by either speeding cars along or forcing them onto different roads. Now I'm not exactly sure why, but this reminds me of the old school game Frogger, and it looks like it could be some good casual fun. Now if you're not interested in casual fun, and you're one of those people who jumps in the VR to break a sweat, well then this week you're getting the perfect title. Shardfall Fit Quest VR combines a roguelike fighting game similar to Until You Fall with multiple fitness-based elements. You'll be physically ducking, dodging, blocking, and counter-striking an array of attacks from different creatures. Now you also need to jog in place to get from point A to point B, and there's also a bunch of other roguelike mechanics, persistent upgrades, and spell-like abilities. Now I will be covering this game in a video tomorrow, so if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on. Now if you're familiar with this channel, I test all the VR fitness applications, and I even spent 100 days straight in Supernatural. Now next up, one of VR's biggest social applications, Rec Room, has just launched Run the Block, a Jet Set radio-inspired minigame. This is a whole new parkour-based challenge where you'll be leaping through the air, wall running, and rail guiding your way to victory. There's also a full upgrade system, so as you continue playing, you can upgrade things like your jump height, movement speed, and how far you could dash. Like normal when it comes to Rec Room, it looks like they're introducing yet another really cool new experience. Now last up in the game news, I have a little bit of a public service announcement. Today is the last day to get in on most of the holiday sales. You can currently get tons of games discounted on Steam and the Meta Store, but that is set to expire on January 7th, so you gotta move fast. Like normal, I have a link down in the description that'll bring you to all the latest and greatest sales, or just head over to the Meta, PlayStation, or Steam stores right now. And now let's get to the main story, the fact that VR keeps getting better and better, and I have lots of good news to go over. A light one to start off with is the fact that if you're a student, you can get a 10% discount on MetaQuest products. This includes the headsets and also the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I don't know why that's a student-based product, but they say it is. So if you have a .edu email account, you're eligible for a 10% discount, which puts a Quest 3S at $270, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't really see it as a productivity device, but any excuse to get a discount, go for it. Now, since I mentioned the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, let's talk about the fact that the next version of these glasses will include a visual HUD. Information is currently extremely sparse, but they will include some type of screen. This has been notoriously hard for companies to get right over the past decade, but it feels like the technology is finally getting there, and I'm hoping these will be the first decent pair of AR glasses. But let's jump back to discussing headsets. because it looks like the holiday season was absolutely fantastic for VR. On Christmas Day, the iPhone Meta app that's required to activate new headsets was the #1 downloaded app, and in order to get there, you need to be around 150,000 to 200,000 downloads. So it looks like 200,000-ish iPhone owners also purchased a Meta Quest, which is a fantastic number. You got to also factor in, well, how many people were on Android? And then additionally, it looks like the PlayStation VR 2 sold fairly well also. It's definitely not in the same league with Meta, but it's still significantly better than it has been for a long time, and it just shows that a good sale can move the hardware. Now, it also looks like all of these PlayStation VR 2 sales and MetaQuest sales are trickling down to the SteamVR community. In December of 2024, SteamVR saw its second highest VR usership ever. Now, before we pop the champagne and say the glory days of PC VR are back, let's just put this into perspective first. Only roughly 2% of Steam owners have a VR headset. So unfortunately, that's only around 3 million users, which is still not enough to fund any high-end VR games prioritized for high-end hardware or PC VR. There's currently more people gaming exclusively with Linux or on a Steam Deck. So while this is absolutely fantastic to see, we still need a lot more growth in the PC VR sector. So what we really need to see in 2025 is the Valve Deckard release, which puts the focus back on PC VR, and then all aspects of VR in 2025 will be absolutely amazing. PlayStation VR 2 is doing pretty good right now, especially after that sale. Meta, we know like normal, they're killing it. Their sales were great over the holiday. They're releasing great games. There's also some other third-party games that I started testing that are really good. Can't wait to talk about them. All across the board, VR is doing really good. I think 2025 is going to be a great year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time. So like normal, let's start things. I'm going to put that in as a blooper at the end.
So what?
Don't I do the intro?
No, I'm going to do the intro.
Okay.
Today, I am going to be starting the intro of this very special video. What do you want from me?